Hey, 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 hey. What is going on? We are back and we are black. Y'all already know who I am. Y'all know where y'all supposed to be. Just be clown and sucker free. Hey, what is going on? We are back. We are black. There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit to talk about. Shout out to all you niggas that think that ain't no racism exists because we had Obama. Clown ass niggas on fucking Twitter talking about, but what about my brother's keeper? So shout out to all them clown ass niggas. Hey. Shout out to all you niggas that's out there that don't believe in the Tooth Fairy and don't believe in the Wizard of Oz. Hey, hey. Shout out to all my niggas that's handling business and doing what they gotta do and not finessing, getting up and going to the court plantation every day. Hey, hey. Shout out to all you niggas that's out there wearing that mask in that hot ass sun. God damn. Shit's fucked up. Hey. Shout out to all you motherfuckers that's believing in voting. I was looking at this shit on Twitter, man. Some people are just dumb and ignorant. Some people are just dumb. Some people are just ignorant. Some people just misinformed. That's why y'all gotta get out there and vote. Nigga, what? You know, there's a lot of things that I see that I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm not finna just tell y'all niggas go vote. Cause that ain't finna change shit. But y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. Being aware of what the fuck is going on. Hey. Hey. A lot of shit is happening. A lot of shit to talk about. But I can tell you this right now. I'm a little disgusted, man. Looking on my Twitter, just so much shit going on. But like I said, shout out to all you dumbass motherfuckers that still believe in Obama. Even though his real name is Barry Soetoro. Changed his name. Fuck out of here. When it suited him. So shout out to all y'all niggas that's believing in that nigga still. Man, it's a lot of shit going on, man. I was like, man, what the fuck? On Twitter, motherfucker trying to convince a whole bunch of niggas. It's hella niggas going in on this one lady. But right now, I want to go to the Cooney and the Samboing. And I want to go to the mayor of Atlanta, Lakeisha Bottoms, because this ain't no bottom bitch. But we finna listen. Let's see what she got to say.
Mother said to me last week was that this felt like something before 1965 to her. She said, this doesn't feel like 1965. She said, this feels like America before 1965. And when she...
Man, what? America before 1965. Yeah, we finna play. I'm about to play this shit from the beginning. Here we go.
Things in which I see things as a mother, but my mother called me on yesterday.
Oh, so you ain't got that same energy. So somebody must have told you to reel it back in. Because you want to scold niggas and how dare you. And see, the Democrats need that black vote. And now niggas is really like, well, fuck this bitch. We ain't voting for her. How you gonna scold us because we protest, we burn shit? Fuck them goddamn buildings. They got insurance on them. You see her energy is totally different now.
And I have heard my mother cry maybe a handful of times outside of the death of a loved one. My mother sobbed.
Now she bringing up her mom. You see how they do it? Now she bringing up her mom. Oh, well, you know, I've never heard my mom cry. Well, what the fuck does that got to do with George Floyd getting lynched, protesting, rioting. A lot of the rioters are white, Caucasian, dominant society, but you scolding us. What are you trying to do now? Oh, you're trying to rewrite your wrongs. Right. That's what you're trying to do.
Yesterday when I spoke to her about what she's witnessing. And this is a woman who lived through the civil rights movement in America. And I think her emotions really speak to what's being felt, not just from our young people in this country,
Man, what?
but people of all ages. And there has to be a true plan for reconciliation and reform in this
Now she's reading the script. So the dominant society must have told that bitch to reel it back in because we losing a lot of black voters because of you. That's what's going on. So now it's the niggas planning and y'all, we gotta reconcile. And my mama was crying. And I ain't never seen my mama cry like that. So let's just reel it back in and let's go out there and do some sucker shit.
country. There was one that was left on the president's desk by the Obama Biden administration, and
Here we go. Obama and oh, you mean my brother's keeper Obama? You mean Obama that grew up privileged? That tried to come amongst black people and act like he didn't have no money? Oh, the Obama that used the black people to get the black vote to make convince him to win? The motherfucker that didn't say shit about none of the killings? The motherfucker that didn't do nothing specifically for black folk the whole 8 years he was in office? And you bringing up that coon sambo ass nigga that get in the position of power, don't say shit, don't do nothing for black people? Man, get the fuck out of here. And you mentioned Joe, 94 crime bill Biden.
guess it got filed away in the same way that the pandemic handbook was thrown away. But if this is not a lesson for all of us and a message to all of us that we are at beyond the tipping point in this country, I don't know what else. I don't know what else can be said and done.
Well, I know what could be said and done. You can hush the fuck up and stop fucking talking because now your niggas playing it, your Sambo's playing it now. Now your Sambo's playing it. Now you trying to make us some shit top of what's the tipping point and, oh man, look, you can just get the fuck out the way and exit stage left. But you know what? That's because the dominant society has went to her and said, hey, we need you to reel it back in because we need these votes.
What was your mom saying to you specifically? And what conversations are you or she having with your own children?
What my mother said to me last week was that this felt like something before 1965 to her. She said, this doesn't feel like 1965. She said, this feels like America before 1965. And when she called me yesterday, she talked about the feelings and the
You notice they ask her questions about her mom. You know why they're asking questions about the mom? Deflect, alligator roll. We're going to put you on CNN. You're not going to be oppositional to the protesters. You're not going to call them out. This is the talking points, and this is what you're going to say. And she said, okay, I do it. I tell them to do that sucker shit and vote.
emotion she felt watching George Floyd be murdered and what she thought of had that been my brother on the ground, calling out her name and how frustrated and helpless.
Lakeisha Bottoms, where was all this energy at when people was rioting? Why weren't you talking about this then? Now you niggas playing and talking about what your mom said and what she thought. Man, I'm telling you, the Democrats are at work, y'all. If y'all do some sucker shit, go out and vote because now niggas is talking, now all the black leaders are talking about kumbaya and we shall overcome. Don't buy that shit. You ain't gonna get no black agenda. They gonna give all the nigga trinkets to the black celebrities. No diss.
She feels for all of us and the fear that she has for her grandchildren. And the conversation that I'm having with my children, it ranges from fear to sadness to just sometimes downright anger. My son also sent me the clip of college students. And he said to me, this is why people are tearing up the streets of America. This is it right here. So it's happening to
Oh, so now you're for the protest. Now, see, when Lakeisha Bottoms got on TV and made that press conference, that was her raw emotion. That's how she really felt about the people in the city of Atlanta. Now, all of a sudden, you niggas splaining, cooning, and reeling it back in. I'm telling y'all, that's the dominant society. The same motherfuckers who went to Snoop and told Snoop, you better apologize. The same motherfuckers that had LeBron James apologizing when he referenced one lyric about a Jew in a song that wasn't even his song. He was reciting somebody else's song. 21 Savage, I'm getting Jewish money. Then he had to come back and apologize. Those are the same people that went to Lakeisha Bottoms' black ass and said, you get your black ass on TV and you better apologize to those niggas. We need those niggas to go vote right before it's time to go vote. Y'all don't think it's coincidence? 2020? Now you're reeling it back in? Now your son done told you, this is why they rioting and tearing up shit, mama. Stop that shit. This is a bullshitting bitch that's running her mouth and doing the bidding for the dominant society. Sorry, but you are. And you need to be called out, discarded, and set aside.
all of us, we're all experiencing this and all trying to figure out where do we go from here. But again, the message can't get lost in the destruction. And when you have Donald Trump continuing to throw matches on the
There you go. Donald Trump. He's the bad guy.
flames, it's not helpful to any of us, and it continues to divide us as a country.
All right, I'm done listening to that. That was terrible. Nice try. I see where you're going, but that's not it. That's not going to work at all. Now, this is the thing. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Why is she out there niggas playing? You know why? Because they need those votes. They need those votes. They need motherfuckers to understand what the fuck is going on. And real niggas back in and make niggas feel like they're a part of the group. And now, don't go tearing up everything. Now you get out there and you pander to those black people. We need those votes. Y'all need to wake up. Powernomics. Go get that book. Come on, man. Wake up. Don't just let people think. Look, when they bring up Jim Crow, when they bring up civil rights, when they bring up Obama and all that, go get the new Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Go read it. And it talks about how Obama extended all the shit that was put in place before him. And now he didn't do a goddamn thing for no black people. And he was never planning on doing nothing for y'all niggas. I just learned that after the first term. Like, damn. Then the second term, I was like, fuck it. It's a black man. I'm going to go vote. I'm misinformed. But that, right into that second term by like 2012, 2013, I was like, damn. He still ain't saying shit. You ain't done nothing for black people? No, because we didn't ask for nothing. Now I'm demanding it. I'm leveraging my vote. You'll get my vote when you have a black agenda. That's what's trending on Twitter. Black agenda. That's why they sending all these niggas, black people away. Because they know niggas is tired of the bullshit. That's why they made that bitch apologize. Before you know it, T.I. will be apologizing. Killer Mike will be apologizing. Every person that's a liberal will be going and apologizing and protesting with niggas now. Lightweight tearing shit up on purpose. Just to get niggas to vote. Don't be fooled by this trickery and fuckery. Looking at this video of this, a cop pushed a protester, then a black officer stepped in. Let me see what it's talking about. Let me see if it play. Let's see what they talking about. Yeah, because they always playing commercials and shit. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that she's backpedaling. You see, her energy was totally different. Very different. I think this was staged. So this officer pushes a black person, so then a black officer steps in. So she reprimanded the officer. That looks staged. Don't be fooled by that either.
Thank you.
Yeah, that shit looks staged too. Don't be buying this. See, we think little victories that's the battle, not the war. And that's what you need to understand. And remember, I was having a conversation at the Court Plantation today. And one of the co-workers, he was, yeah, you can riot, but I don't understand, but like all lives matter and all that stuff, which that doesn't bother me because I don't expect anyone to understand my struggle and black people. I just don't. I've never felt that way until I started reading. Once you start reading, it doesn't bother you. So you have to be intelligent. You have to fight ignorance with intelligence, not with ignorance. And I'm talking about mentally. So when this person is talking to me about it, it didn't bother me. I didn't get upset. I said, he was like, well, what do you think? I said, well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It is not this distinct issue of all lives mattering. It's a distinct issue of black people building this country for free for 450 years of labor, Jim Crow, slavery, semi-slavery, redlining, gentrification, lynching. See, so when you formulate all those things to over 400 years, and then we're still being killed with impunity, there's a reason why a lot of black people are upset. That's one. Two, people have took a movement that was specifically for a racial group of people that built this country, co-opted it, turned it into a volatile instrument and weaponized it for something else. Now everybody's jumping in it and saying, well, all lives matter. And all those people are doing is invoking the anger and provoking people to want to do more and inciting a mentality in black folk or just black people in general that, oh, so you think black lives matter? So we'll tear up more shit. But again, you probably wouldn't understand it because you would have to be black to understand exactly where they're coming from. And I was like, what I said, and I said, but that's neither here nor there because you should keep that opinion. And you're entitled to that. Because everybody's struggle is different. So keep that opinion. And then he was like, no, I understand. I was like, no, I don't talk to change your belief system. I'm just trying to get you to understand that struggle is different from whatever you feel like your struggle is. So you can only speak on it as if you've walked that struggle. And since you haven't dealt with that struggle, you can only have an opinion. You can't have a fact. And I just left it alone. I said, that's all it is. And the only reason why I said those things because he asked, but I kept it in context. So you got to understand, know how to keep things in context and not know how to go down those alligator roads and those rabbit holes with people, and then now you're emotional. And I just went on about my thing like it wasn't even a big deal. And the reason why it wasn't, because it wasn't. Some people don't know, some people do know, some people don't care to know. That doesn't bother me. And it shouldn't bother you. It's our struggle. Dr. Claude Anderson teaches we have no friends, we have no allies. So it didn't bother me. All it did was just reaffirm the things that I've read. That nobody's going to care about your struggle, your sad story. But if they question, you give them the history. You have to give them a history lesson. Because most dominant society people or non-black people, they are misinformed and think that we didn't build this country and that immigrants built it. They are misinformed because of what the dominant society has placed out there and framed that picture that, oh, well, we all built it together. That's why when that sheriff from Texas said, immigrants built this country and everybody, all these black people start cheering, see, that ain't good. That means you don't know your history. Because if you knew your history, you know that Native blacks built this country, not immigrants. And you have to check people on that because they'll go with that narrative and run with it. Like I said, I got Latino brothers and sisters that I'm cool with, but I had to nip it in the bud. But Latinos didn't build this country. Native black people did. Well, what about the Native Indians? I never heard anything about the Native Indians building Washington, D.C., building or inventing the iron, the stoplight. No, they didn't. No, they took their nigger trinkets and went on about their way and laid the majority of Native blacks. And then what they did was, well, let me step out the way. I got my shit. You know how niggas do each other when they want the nigger trinkets and the motherfucking butter biscuits. Remember, keep your composure. Don't go out of your way to try to explain it to people in a way. But if they ask you and you've known this person good enough where if you explain it the right way, it's not that they'll get it, it's that it's thought-provoking, then you say it. That's why I knew when I said it was going to be thought-provoking. Because most people think that. What do you mean all lives matter? Like black lives? Because most people are not black. So they don't get it. And most people that are not black feel like you should just pull yourselves up by the bootstraps and that what you face isn't that big of a deal. But I'm here to tell you, if you've done your research and your reading, you know that it's more of a deal than you think. But that's okay because I digress, and it isn't my job to educate non-black people on black people's struggle. It's my job to educate black people on black people's struggle. And it's my job to be educated by black people about black people's struggle. What's going on, 666? I see you. So don't get frustrated. Don't get upset because it's all gravity. That's why when he was like, well, I know Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. I was like, yeah, I understand that, but you got to understand why people are saying that and know the history behind it. And all these other races have took this movement, co-opted, and made it about violence, and made it about other things. And I get it. And I say you have to understand, with protest comes violence, comes looting. You just don't understand that because sometimes people don't want to see what they don't understand. And I said, but that's fine. Keep that opinion. Marinate on it. And stay with it. Doesn't bother me. Either way. And I was looking at this other interview. It was with George Floyd's, the witness that was in the car. We're going to play this interview. And we're going to see. I want to listen to see exactly what questions he's asked. And let's see how he answers them. Because we can't have no more sambo and don't burn it down. And violence is not the way George Floyd would want that. You don't know what George Floyd would want. Stop that. Stop acting like you know what he would want.
Be as humble. And me knowing Mr. Floyd, I'm always knowing that he's always trying to be as humble as he can, because he know he gets big guy status. He gets extra attention, good or bad, but he knows how to conduct himself. Just like the media and everyone knows, he's known as a gentle giant. Bottom line. So even dealing with law enforcement that he has no control of, he still tries to come in his humblest form. And that's what I remember witnessing. I've seen it before, and it turned out not like such with him losing his life.
And Chris, my client will tell you when he saw and he was experiencing this, he didn't even know that Mr. Floyd was dead at that point. He thought that once he was getting on the gurney and going in the ambulance, that they were going maybe to get him some treatment, or maybe he was too big for the patrol car, so this was another way to take him in. He didn't find out that Mr. Floyd had passed and was killed until the next day on social media like everybody else.
Wow. And he witnessed that. He's just like the witness in the Eric Gardner case. So now he's an eyewitness, and I'm glad he's got a sister, and she does not look like an ambulance chaser, like Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt. And I hope he sues them for distress and pain. And I hope he gets a whole lot of money because that event is going to change his life forever.
Maurice, when he was on the ground and you heard him screaming near the end, give us a sense of what that was like to hear it and to see what you could. Where was your head and your heart when you were watching that?
Behind Mr. Floyd, and I was just feeling helpless because I was being detained by another precinct officer to stay, not so active as far as movement, which was protocol. And after seeing the video the next day, like my lawyer said, and knowing from that angle of the video that was released, it's horrific.
Thank you. Now he should be crying. He should be crying. He should be sad. He should be crying.
It's a horrific act.
You think the officers knew that George was suffering and struggling the way he was?
The one the guy that was on his neck for that long, I really believe from that watch the video, he looked down and studied and knew from my personal
And Chris,
belief.
any human being with eyes and ears knew he was suffering.
I saw my brother take his last breath. The world saw him take his last breath.
Thank you. And I'm glad the lawyer jumped in too. See, that's a broad question. Well, do you? Yeah. Come on, man.
He was dead before he left the scene.
Did you hear the officers saying anything to one another about what they were doing to Floyd or how George Floyd seemed to be doing?
No, because after they got him on the gurney and he was shuffled out of there, of course they was asking the question, what are they gonna do with myself and the passenger? And they was like, are they good? And asked a few questions, let us everyone go, and cleaning the scene up like protocol, police, how they do.
They let you go.
Yes, they released us. That released us.
While they were on George, and Counselor, help me if you feel I'm confusing context. I know your angle wasn't great. I know that you were dealing with the fact that you couldn't help him anyway because you were detained. But were the officers talking to each other or expressing any kind of interest in George's condition while the officer was on his neck? Did you hear any conversation from them about any kind of concern?
And Chris, he was across the street.
Too far away.
It was a lot of commotion. Sirens were starting to come.
Right.
He was too far away.
Too far away.
But he did hear. He could hear
George
George.
saying, "Oh, they gonna kill me." I can hear him screaming. I can hear him pleading for his life and asking and begging to just breathe. He just wanted to breathe. He just wanted air. And I can remember hearing him squirming and crying out like the world hearing him.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. But you want to tell me all lives matter? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But that's okay, because that's how I go. I don't expect nobody. That's why I was looking on Twitter with Drew Brees. Fuck Drew Brees. See, y'all be thinking because y'all on the same team with these white people, and y'all work with these white people, are they cool? No. Their views are totally different from yours. And you know what? You should never take it personal, because you should never underestimate any dominant society person that you're on the team with or you work with, that they're going to have some kind of compassion for black folk, because they're not. That's why Drew Brees is out there white-splaining and, oh, I didn't mean it that way and all this other shit. And it's like, well, what way did you mean? What way did you mean? That's what I'm interested in. What way did you mean? Stop it. Stop acting like y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on.
Has been the story of black folks.
Now I'm gonna listen to Al Sharpton real
story
quick.
of black folks. Because ever since 401 years ago, the reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck.
Yeah, and they kept their knee on your neck so long that your head is so big and your body is so little, I don't know if I'm looking at Bobby's World, Bunk's Adventures from TurboGrafx 16. I don't know if I'm looking at a bobblehead. Man, Al Sharpton, sit your big head ass down. Stop it with the preaching and shit, man. I can't listen to that shit, man. I can't. You paid by the same system that's oppressing to stop it. You just like me. You like everybody else that work at the court plantation. With your good collaborating with the goddamn FBI when you was 500 pounds talking about, oh, I wasn't an informant. I just thought I was helping the FBI. Stop. Stop. You know what the fuck you was doing. Stop it. Gotta call these sambos and coons out. You a sambo or you a coon? What are you? Come on, man. Are you both? You must be a sambo and a coon. Well, what? Because I know you ain't no regular black person. Not cooperating with the FBI, and then you be better off not getting on camera talking about, I didn't know I was working with the FBI. I thought I was just helping them with something. Then what do you think you was helping them with? Y'all better be aware of these ambulance chasers, these people that's out there that's pretending like they for the movement, they not. And when people be talking this all lives matter, just look at them and laugh. Because they day'll come, and then when they day come, they gonna be like, damn, maybe I should have been more compassionate. See, black people are the most forgiving, accepting, compassionate people on this planet. We will forgive and accept anybody that come our way. But you won't be accepted in their families. At all. At all. I can't believe ain't nobody stepped fire out of Al farting. Thank you. I don't understand this. You know what it be too? Because we need a hero so bad. We need somebody so bad. Why do you think Lakeisha Bottoms went back on TV? How do you change your energy like that? How do you change that? No, she went back because I feel like somebody pulled it. Come on over here. Nope, you're going to say this to the people because we need those votes. I'm telling y'all. And then the whole time you got motherfuckers like Drew Brees saying the shit. Oh, if anybody kneels, they're disrespecting the flag. Fuck that goddamn flag. And fuck the Star Spangled Banner. That song was written by Francis Scott Keys, a well-known white supremacist who owned slaves, who thought that black people were inferior to white folk. But we don't know that because we just think it's so great, don't we? Isn't it ironic we're the best people to sing that song? You have to educate yourself. Stop allowing people to control the narrative and do what the fuck they want to do. That's not how it works. You have to control the narrative and do what needs to be done. We have the people that protesting, the people that's looting. Good. Sometimes you got to destroy and rebuild it. They act like people going around burning up people's houses. No, you burn up the business that's profiting off of black people, treating them like shit. That's why they burning your shit down. Stop acting like you treat black people equally. See, the dominant society and white folk, they act like they've done a great job because the majority of them go down there and go march, but then these people are going back to their fucking suburb, generational wealth communities, while black people are going back to the hood. White folk, y'all want to do something nice? Y'all want to do something to make the change? Destroy racism and white supremacy from the inside. Blow it up. Go in that court plantation and get video footage and audio of everyone that's got some racist tendencies towards black people. Anybody's anti-black. That anti-black racism is real. Stop thinking that because white folks don't think it's real, that maybe you should change your mind. Well, white folks don't think it's real. Well, maybe there ain't no racism. Stop it. You're not white. Stop. Stop going with the okie doke. Stop going with the bullshit. Understand what's going on. Know exactly what's in front of you and know exactly where you come from. That's why you see, I got books. Come on, man. Get these books and read them. Don't let these people walk away unscathed. That's what they want. Listen to a motherfucker when they be like, well, all lives matter. Be like, well, tell me, why do you think all lives matter comparison to black lives? And let's see what they say. Then say, well, Did your family build this country? Ask them. Were they in slavery for 400 years? Well, tell me. Did they build the country? And then after they say, well, yeah, I'm related to Native American or whatever, and say, oh, well, and Native Americans were Moors. You need to get the book that came before Columbus by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, and you would know that. That's why on Twitter, I get names called at me because they can't combat the institution of racism that I'm spitting at. I'm just taking their system and throwing it back in their face. And I'm not cussing, screaming, and being all emotional. I'm taking the books that I've read. Like Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics, The Wealth Choice, Think Like a Millionaire, Jim Crow, The New Jim Crow, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy, Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. Need I go on? That's enough books within itself where it's going to make you be like, damn, what the fuck? But I digress. I just thought I'd get up here and not let y'all real quick. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. This is the No I Don't Know TV series. You know who I am. If a nigga out there protesting, he's not Native Black and he's got anti-Black racism and he's talking about this all lives matter, guilty, nigga. Fuck out of here. Hey, I'm your boy Warren G. I'll hit y'all up tomorrow, man. I'm out. Peace.